make or break our trip up north. So if you don't hear from us in a week, we probably died. After 7 months to 8 months on the road, we're finally here at the gateway to the Arctic.
The Dalton Highway.
To Prudhoe Bay. How does it feel?
It's exciting. This is definitely our biggest adventure yet.
We've been waiting for this moment since we started this adventure. Even since before we knew that we were going to be doing this. And we knew we were going to be doing this in winter. So it's going to be a wild adventure. We already did the Dempster Highway in the Yukon, so make sure to go check that one out. And now we're doing the sister highway here in Alaska in the winter.
Yeah. This highway is the furthest north highway in North America. It also has the highest elevation pass in Alaska, so there's going to be some crazy Arctic conditions. There's a chance of seeing muskox, Arctic fox, and if we're lucky, even polar bear.
I don't think we'll see any of those, but I really hope we do at least see one of them. Probably not a polar bear, doesn't really seem very likely, but the other two, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. And since we're going out into the absolute middle of nowhere in Alaska, we really hope the van does well and doesn't have any issues, because we're gonna be like 500 miles away from really anything. So it's gonna be quite remote. There's one gas station between here and the Arctic Ocean, and just a lot of road with truckers.
We're really excited to take you along for the adventure, and it looks like we're already heading into a bunch of fog over here, so some of the views might be blocked out a little bit, but we're ready to go.
Yeah, hopefully we stay on the road. It is literally pure ice.
We
all
already
the way
saw
here and the
3
Arctic.
people in the ditch on the way here just to the Dalton sign.
About 2 hours from Fairbanks here. The first 2 hours, it's paved, and the gravel starts here. So this is really where the adventure begins.
Ready to go?
Yep, before I freeze to death.
And we're going north, and he says that.
Yeah. Okay.
This Midland emergency crank radio, and we didn't look up the station for this before we came up here, so that was a mistake, but at least we can flip through and eventually find it, which is what I've been doing for like the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna keep looking for the station and hope that I find it eventually. I found some that kind of work, but it's not very clear. We already seem to have our first issue being on the road for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Will, want to talk about what happened here?
We stopped on a hill. Don't stop on a hill.
And what happens when you stop on a hill?
We have problems getting going. It's a little bit of a trouble when you get put on a hill. Our van weighs a lot, and this is pure ice. Everything here is pure ice. And so when you try to start on a hill, the van just spins. We're gonna have to go fully sideways and then get a little momentum. Oh my god.
We did it! We thought we were gonna have to go back down the hill and then get a good running start to get up this hill. Not even 10 minutes into this adventure and it's already been a wild ride. The trees look so cool here. You can see they're just covered in ice from the ice fog. Just so pretty.
So it seems like when we go up the hill, we're sliding on little
Like I think the traction control like will fit in, and I'm so glad we have it. But then like sometimes it feels like you're losing power, which is a little freaky.
Sometimes I can't tell if you're the one actually slowing down or if it's the van, and
It's
I
very
just
rarely.
kind of sit here anxiously, like
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening, and I'm too scared to ask because I don't know if I want to know the answer.
Yeah, it looks like I can flip off traction control, and then we'll start fishing a little bit, but I can keep momentum if needed. But yeah, I think this is already shaping up to be the adventure of a lifetime. So this will be fun. I'm sure it'll be stories for years.
Oh yeah.
It's really pretty though. I like the fog and all
The
the.
trees look really pretty.
Yeah, kind of special. I can see why the truckers charge so much to drive the loads up here.
Oh yeah.
Wow, I can tell that this is quite the road.
I couldn't imagine how much it would suck to break down on this road.
Yeah.
Are we sliding?
No. Oh.
What?
Fishtailing. It's always a little scary.
I didn't feel it that time. I felt it the time I asked for like sliding. Were we not fishtailing when I asked?
A little bit probably. I don't know. It's going up the hill. It's really seems to be a problem. I think our van it's just so heavy, and even though we have good tires, it's just like this road seems to be pure ice. I think like I don't know. Are you feeling like that kind of like I don't know slidey feeling?
Yeah, I feel it every once in a while. I also feel us like kind of slowing down up hills.
Yeah. I feel like if I slow down intentionally at all, like it's a fine line. I'm feeling like I'm going here. I'm either, if I'm going too fast, I start fishtailing, and if I go too slow and stop, we aren't getting started yet.
But sometimes when we go up hills, like, well, I know we go slower, but there's times where I feel like it feels like you hit the brakes, but I know that you're not hitting the brakes.
Yeah, I think that must be the traction control. I don't know. I think the traction control like kicks in when it thinks that we're sliding. But yeah, I really don't know. Like, I can switch it off and then I'll like fishtail a lot, but
I
yeah.
think I'd rather feel a little bit of pump in the brakes than fishtail on the road.
Yeah, it makes the stride a little more like white knuckle than anything else we've been doing so far, for sure.
Yeah.
Then going down that hill here, the oil light came on, like it was back in Death Valley, going down the long hill. So I think it might be a little off up here and stop the top off the oil a little bit because I don't know. It was a little low when we checked. It wasn't like mid, but I didn't end up popping it off, so I should probably just do that just in case. I don't know if oil freeze is easier or something, but there's less of it too. I know at like some certain temperature oil gets a little slushy and that's bad, but I don't think we're anywhere near that right now.
Hope not.
Got another hill. More fishtailing. Yay! Love that feeling of fishtailing.
This is a nice section of the road. It's a lot more smooth than what we've been getting.
Yeah. Maybe
I just find it really washboard and really icy, and it just makes it so loud in here.
yeah.
I feel like I could barely hear you talking. I could barely hear the music. To
Yeah.
hear it, we have to have it blasted.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have to yell at you. But this section is...
It must be the truckers' chains. I don't know. Like, I think a lot of the truckers just leave the chains on it. Probably just kind of, or I don't know, maybe the snowplow, but it definitely makes it really washboardy.
It doesn't really make sense, though, also, because it's the entire road that's washboard, like straight across.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know if it's caused by the truckers.
Yeah.
Maybe the
probably
runoff of water in the spring
could be.
when things start melting.
Maybe it's actually washboard, there's just ice over the actual like washboard gravel road. That could be it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I bet that's it. I bet like the road when it's gravel is just as washboardy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in the spring when the water melts off, it kind of isn't that how what kind of creates washboard?
Yeah, it's like some sort of like water just kind of like washing in and out when it going through. When I came up here last time, it was 15 days later than this, and yeah, it was like a different, like everything was white.
I feel like
road
it'd
was
be more
white, and it was
smooth.
it was smooth. It was like driving in dust too. Like every time the truckers passed you, it was like big, like couldn't see anything. Whereas this time the truckers, when they pass you, don't see any like low snow or anything. So I don't know, we'll see what it's like more north, but I don't remember it being all bumpy like this. No, it wasn't a Land Cruiser, so that might make a difference. Flying in the ice fog really caused some problems. It kept wanting to land because the sensors and the camera all frosted up, and it was a real pain to get it to come back without just auto landing. You can see the lens here, it's very frosty.
So I guess we can't fly it in the ice fog then.
Yeah, it doesn't really like being flown in the ice fog. We'll have to be careful. And then also there's not many pullouts, and so finding a place to stop to bring it down is a little sketch.
Yeah.
And the truckers sometimes fly on this road because they have to get up the hill and they have to have momentum, so it's a little sketch.
We just crossed the Yukon River and now we're at Yukon River Camp. There's food, lodging, fuel, and gifts here. So we're gonna go in and check it out.
Hopefully it's open. The open sign isn't on, but I've been here in the winter and it was open in the past. Yeah, wish us luck.
Yeah, it looks like there's some lights on in there, but can't really tell. So we'll see. So we just went in and checked it out. There's not a whole lot in there, but there's some treats. The cookies looked really delicious.
Yeah.
But we're trying to be good, so we didn't get any. There's souvenirs and stuff. I was tempted to get one of the enamel pins, but I already have an Arctic Circle enamel pin from when we went up the Dempster Highway in the Yukon. It looks like there's some drinking water here as well. So if you need to fill up water, you can fill up here. We are gonna confirm that after, just to be sure that it's actually running. And we're also having some power issues, which is not good.
Yeah, this
could make or break our trip up north.
Yeah, we might either have to just go really fast and we were planning to take our time and see the sights, or we might have to actually turn around too. I have a heat lamp for the batteries to keep them warm while they charge, but it uses a lot of power. It uses more power than we generate while driving. And it takes a long time to heat them up in the morning. So like I ran it for about an hour this morning, the heat lamp, and it didn't get the batteries warm enough, even that. And so yeah, we're gonna have to see what we can do on that front.
And we need enough power to run our heat.
Yeah.
So, and our fridge, so our food doesn't go bad. And we don't
Yeah.
want to be living in an ice box for this week-long adventure.
Yeah.
So we're at what, 75% battery right now?
Yep.
Like it's day one and we're at 75% battery, so it's not looking too good.
Yeah, not ideal.
I guess we'll figure out by tonight whether or not we can make it all the way up or if we're gonna have to expedite this trip.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I'm gonna try a few things.
Yeah, even if we ran the lamp the whole time we were driving, like what would that look like?
So we would lose a little. That's what we're gonna try. We're gonna run the lamp a little bit while we're driving because it keeps up with the power, but it just won't charge the battery. So it covers the draw when the van's running, and so we'll only be going down about 5 amps an hour. At that rate, we have 300 amp hours of battery, so that's not too bad. And so maybe after like running for 2 hours, the light, it'll be warm enough to be able to charge the battery, and then we could get another 2 hours of charge, and that hopefully would be, you know, enough to work. But
And how much percentage does the fridge and the heat take up every night?
so it looked like it used about 8% over the night.
So if we ration our power, we could make it, but we also don't want to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens, but we're gonna try to do what we can, and probably we're really gonna have to limit Starlink usage now for sure.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have 0 Wi-Fi this entire trip.
Yeah.
We might have to put it up just to be able to message our parents and be like, hey, we're not gonna have any service for a week, so if you don't hear from us in a week, we probably died.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, we're gonna make some lunch here. We're gonna make some soup to warm up a little bit. It's pretty chilly outside, but it's not as bad as it could be.
For
So
sure.
we're gonna have some soup and maybe grilled cheese. We'll see. Are you good?
Yep. I've been really bad.
Erps.
Will just lost all the cheese out of the grilled cheese sandwich. Lunch is served. We have our Starlink up, so we've been like trying to do everything we need to do on our phone real quick in case we can't use our phones or have any internet for the next 7 days.
Yeah, Starlink uses a crazy amount of power too, so if we're being power conscious, we gotta keep away from the internet. But it's good, you know, we need a bit of a technology cleanse. So, guess we get one, want it or not.
Well, we're back on the road. We're gonna drive a couple hours and see where that takes us. And hopefully our battery's charging.
Yeah, right now I have a timer set for 1 hour, and in an hour I'm going to see if I can turn off the lamp and it will still charge. It's going to cost us 5 amp hours, but if they've warmed up enough to charge, like I insulated everything around them as good as I could right now, and it's like, if we can get them warm enough to charge, then we can drive another couple hours tonight and should be back up to a good amount of charge. But if not, we're going to have to adjust our plans majorly.
We just passed a snowplow, and it looks like they actually take snow from the snowbanks off the side of the road and put it onto the road.
Yeah, it's really strange. But I think maybe that's to counteract the washboard and all the ice, because the snow is a lot less slick than the ice that's underneath.
Yeah, we could see the road in front of us is like, you could see the color of the gravel under the snow. But as the snowplow was coming towards us, just behind it was, the road was just completely white. So it seems to work. Really don't like when the trucks pass by us on this road.
Yeah, they really cruise.
Oh yeah, they have to cruise to get up the next hill. So like they're going down and they don't slow down going down that much so that they can get up the next hill. And this road's just pure ice right now. There's a bit of snow on it here and there, but
It's more ice than
it's
snow.
more ice than snow at this point. And we're fishtailing every now and then. Not like a whole lot, but every once in a while you kind of feel it go like just a little bit. And sometimes we're at the bottom of a hill and a trucker is coming down. We're coming down one side and they're coming down the other side of the hill, and it's just, we're meeting at the bottom, and sometimes it's a turn at the bottom, so it's always a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Wondering if one of us is gonna lose control and not good things happen. My God, that was scary.
And another truck.
That was really scary. So we started fishing. Okay, we were going down a hill and a truck was coming down the hill from the other side, so we're meeting in the dip in the middle, and
We fishtailed pretty good. We went out at like 45 degrees.
We didn't fishtail yet. We passed that truck and we started coming up the hill, and another truck was coming, and then we started fishtailing as we were getting close to it, and that could have been very disastrous.
Yeah, he flashed lights at us. Got our heart rate going up for sure.
That was scary.
Yeah, we were able to correct, really good and stuff, but these trucks, the road's pretty narrow, and especially when you're going up the hill, I can't slow down too much or I'll have to reverse down the hill, so it's a little balancing act for sure.
Well, I checked the weather forecast and the radar for coming up here, and it all looked pretty good, but I honestly don't think the weather forecasts up here are quite as accurate as other places. There's just no one up there, so I think they really don't have the infrastructure to be accurate on those. And one thing that's kind of making me a little nervous here is there's some pretty ominous clouds. They look very wind-whipped, and, well, it's supposed to be really great weather. I don't know. I hope we don't get caught in something crazy.
I never thought I'd wish for more snow on a road. This is the one and only time I've ever wished for more snow on a road.
Yeah, when I was up there last time, it really was a lot less slick. I remember driving, we were in a Land Cruiser, so a better vehicle, but I remember driving it around Fairbanks and sliding around a lot like I do in the van, but driving up to Dalton, nothing, didn't slide at all, and it felt like we're driving on dust, whereas this really are driving on pure ice right now, and that just makes things a little intense.
Well, we have some good news.
Yeah.
We are charging. Our van is charging.
So we at least can get it warm enough to charge after a while with the heat lamp on, and my insulation seems to have done the trick for the most part. I'm hunting for this. I found it. But that's a really big win. I was worried about that, and this just opens up, makes sure that we're gonna be okay, at least with power wise. We'll still have to be conservative with power because it takes a while to get it warm enough back there to charge, so we can't just get anything out of every little bit of driving we do. But when we need power, if we're gonna be driving for an hour or two, we can probably start to get the actual charge.
I think we're still gonna adjust our plans here going up.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna power through and get as far up as we can every day instead of just kind of moseying on and just taking our time. And then on our way back down, we're gonna hang out in the mountains instead of
the other way, just so we make sure we make it, and if something comes up, we've actually made it, and then we can kind of work our way back, and we don't end up running out of power or something,
Yeah.
and then
and
not
being
actually
able-
making it. Yeah,
exactly.
it'd be a big disappointment.
stopped here at Finger Mountain. It's a really cool place to come in the summer. We were gonna try to put the drone up, but it just got really windy all of a sudden.
It's got to be at least 40-mile-per-hour winds to get the drone to not be able to fly like this.
Yeah, it's just crazy, crazy windy.
Door's frozen shut. Come on.
You just had it open.
Ah,
There we go.
got it. Blustery. Thinks there's a bit of a drift down here. Maybe we should reverse up it.
Yeah, we'll make it.
Alright. And here goes.
Told you we'd make it.
That was really good. That was fun.
Easy peasy.
Lemon and squeezy.
We made it to the Arctic Circle. Most people turn around here, but not us. We're gonna keep going. Well, we made it to our spot for the night. We drove about an hour past the Arctic Circle sign
Yeah.
in the dark, maybe an hour and a half, an hour and a half. We're about half an hour from Coldfoot or so, and we just found a pullout off the highway here. It's a little more off the highway, so it's kind of nice. I had a lot of trouble sleeping last night with all the truckers going by and being right on the side of the highway. They'd go by and you'd kind of feel the van shake a little bit, so hopefully being a little more off the highway helps. It'll still be loud, but at least we won't get the van shake as much. But just drinking some water because I'm thirsty. It's like my water baby. And we're gonna make some dinner, and we're both pretty wiped, pretty tired from just driving all day. And with the sun not being up for very long, you get tired when it gets dark. So we're gonna make a smoothie because we're lazy butts. Oh, I have service.
Actually?
No.
Oh, got me excited.
Mercy.
Si pourquoi?
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's just something you say after mercy.
S'il vous plaît.
Uh-huh.
You mean s'il vous plaît?
No, si pourquoi. Like merci pourquoi. I don't know.
Merci beaucoup.
Something like that.
Si beaucoup.
And this is why you don't van life with a Quebecan who knows French. I could get away with that with anyone else.
Si beaucoup. Now it's time for the sketchy part.
One of the most extreme passes probably anywhere in the world. It's the highest elevation pass in Alaska.
The view is gorgeous.
This is where the Arctic really begins.